Assassin's Creed 1 but with realistic graphics. And this is what Mualim normally looks like, and now he looks like this. Or check out Desmond Miles and he could potentially look like this. In this video we're gonna take a look at all the Assassin's Creed 1 characters that might be relevant and see how they would look in a modern day Assassin's Creed game that could be released on the true next gen. Stay tuned for that. What's up guys, I'm Franky Boy, welcome to the channel and happy to see you here. So let's start from the beginning. I used an AI to recreate some of those characters and we can A, B, C what the AI did and what went well and what didn't. So in this case, this was a really bad screenshot as you can see from Desmond, and AI accidentally changed the pants to jogging pants. Yeah, like sweater pants. But it did really well on the belt, on this lighting thing, the red inside, the white gray outside, and it's still a hoodie, which is nice. Of course, it missed out on the tattoos and it changed the hair color, but overall I'm very confident about the result. Moving on to Lucy herself. She is one of the first things we see in Assassin's Creed 1 as well, and the AI thinks she might look like this. It added a necklace, but it did pretty well on the rest. The tablet became a real notebook, and yeah, of course AIs always mess up with hands, so keep that in mind. You will see a lot of messed up hands today. I'm very satisfied with the result of the shadows over here on the top, because as you can see it was clearly messed up before and now it's really tidied up. So what a nice result over here. The vents have been removed sadly and they replaced it with glass, I think. But yeah, overall nice fit for Lucy. I did another test with her with this screenshot, and yeah, it did pretty well on the tablet here as well. It added a smartphone, which usually was a vent, and it gave her quite a lot of jewels and stuff. But yeah, it's just a misinterpretation of the footage. I had problems with this image at first because it was always adding hands on her head, so they looked really weird. Next up, it's not loading properly. Doctor, he's looking super angry, but the AI thinks nope, he might just be a normal doctor with a red bow tie, and it did that pretty well. Also the Templar cross over here, it's not the real Templar cross sadly, but it is some form of Templar cross, and I told the AI to do so. If he was a little bit more angry, I would say yep, that's the fit. Now that we've seen the modern day protagonists now, and that's just some footage out of AC2 I picked up because I thought these animals looked so awesome with the vibrant red orange, and it did pretty well on that one. I think, in my opinion, the furniture is also pretty well done. I had to tell the AI that this girl is wearing headphones and it accidentally changed Desmond into Desmondine, and yeah, she has headphones now as well, but the jeans and the sweater is still on, so pretty well done I guess. If you're wondering, the AI is called AI and it's pretty expensive, so you guys want to stick to watching the videos instead of wasting 30 bucks in my opinion. Well, not wasting, it's a pretty nice AI. And I have to say, it's always super awesome on those kind of things where it has like a rendered background or it's just a subject, because in this case it's super awesome. I think the result speaks for itself, except for hands on the feet. I hope you won't get nightmares out of that one. But yeah, it did so well on Abbas, I think. Speaking of Abbas, let's move on to Kadeem. He might look like this, and it also did pretty well on the gray assets of the robe. The assassin belt in nice red, it forgot on the daggers. It also kept like the sword, well, not the sword itself, but yeah, it did a nice job right here. It added some red elements over here, but in general I would say yep, that could be Kadeem. You might remember Rauf from Assassin's Creed 1 with this gray and dirty robe, also just a standard looking assassin, but yeah, right now he has a real glow up, and from this pixel mess it becomes a nice to look at thing. In my opinion, the belt is pretty bad, but yeah, this might be a Rauf for a modern day Assassin's Creed 1 remake. Alright, it had its problem with Malik. In this case it didn't have a problem. Malik has only one arm left because of Altair's failure, I guess, and the black robe is kind of kept. They kind of changed it to a coat with some knobs, etc., but in general it's yeah, that could be Malik in my opinion. They changed the skin tone a little bit, they made it a little bit darker, but that could fit him as well in my opinion. I think it's always super awesome to like switch back and forth between those two versions, and it's really like eye-opening content. Yeah, speaking of Malik, here he is on the Malik, here he is again, but in this case they couldn't remove remove his second arm. I don't know why that is. It's just the footage is too bad. Like this screenshot is really bad. And I've could potentially gotten into the game and take some new screenshots, but I don't know if that would improve the footage at all. And here we have Altair with another hand foot. Yeah, and that's like a person appearing out of nothing in miniature. I don't know why that is. And also, yeah, they kind of messed up with the skin tones as well. I can't complain about it. Look at the footage. It's so bad. And it's so awesome what they get out of it. And the potential of AI is huge. Speaking of AI, let's move on with Altair. You know, I think that's pretty nice. I mean, he's super European in this case. Maybe that's because of all the Templars in the game. And yeah, they messed up with the Templars. Like on the right hand side, that guy became an assassin and they renamed the game to Assassins Obreri. Yeah, sounds nice to me. And they almost made every person, even the civilians, knights or assassins. But I was teaching the AI, yeah, there's Altair from Assassin's Creed, and they might think, okay, there's assassins everywhere now. But in general, I'm pretty confident about the result. I think the AI has problems with the color scheme of the game because they turned this palm tree, which you can see here, into some wood stuff. And that might be due to the colors. They added some nice vibrant red over here and there. I think overall it's still pretty nice, especially when it's come to the tower on the top right hand side, you can see. And that's a really nice thing. You want to climb that one now and not the one you saw before. Yeah, speaking of before and after, we have Altair murdering a Templar from one of those feather scenes. And yeah, I think it's pretty well done right here. The hidden blade is kind of well done. It's disappearing in nothing and it more looks like a dagger between his fingers. And as you can see, he has too many fingers. But in general, I think it's pretty nice. I like the robe with those red assets. It's not from the original, as you can see, but it's pretty nice. I would say, yeah, that's a beautiful looking assassin robe. We also have those daggers here. He might have mistaken it for a pistol or so. I'm not 100% sure. And he changed the material from leather to steel or so, in my opinion. Also, we have a lot of ornaments on this helmet, which was pretty basic before. But yeah, I think it looks epic. Speaking of epic, I think that's like the biggest failure. I had a lot of failures when trying to generate those images. Don't take that here. But it's like the worst one in my opinion. And I just wanted to show you guys what could be the result. Here we have like a modern looking paper style city with windows, etc. Civilians. And I told the AI, yeah, it's a palm tree, that's a crowd, and it's Jerusalem in the 12th century. But yeah, it didn't reach, it wasn't enough just to get the result we want. Also, they messed up with the face, which wasn't visible at all before. Just wanted to show you. Also want to show you some of those opponents we face. And yeah, I think they really had a glow up in stock for this one, the guard on the right hand side. Quite funny. He has a chain now, and also some leopard stuff that enemy right here, the Abul, has. And yeah, it did pretty well on Abul in my opinion. It kind of added a beard, which would totally fit him in my opinion. And they might have taken it from that one guy on the right hand side. They even got the chains almost right. The cup is there and the leopard also as the red color here. And yeah, some decorations. I don't know if it's called turban. I think, yeah, it's turban in English. And it looks like it has a mummy on top. And the real thing, it's a feather, I think. And the guard on the left hand side, he's just standing there with his arms. Yeah, right now he's like swagging around with his brand new watch. That's a real thing. Speaking of real things, that Monkey Bonky over here, one of the evilest villains in the game, in my opinion. And yeah, the AI did pretty well on that. I especially like the background. I think they perfectly matched it. It's just they added some additional crossings over here on the Templar cross, but a nice blurred background with nice looking doors. And yeah, it did that pretty well. One thing was they printed the cross on his coat right here, and they kind of let the necklace drop down behind it. But yeah, in general, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's what he would have been looking like. And also, I'm pretty impressed by the blood, because he has blood stains on his clothing, but not on his face in the real deal. But yeah, the AI thought, nah, there's blood on his clothes, there need to be blood on his face, and that totally makes sense. Speaking of making sense, let's go on to Mualim, the legend himself. And yeah, it's pretty nice what they did with him. I totally love the robe they created for Mualim. In my opinion, it looks super awesome as well. Has a lot of decorations and some nice ornaments in it. Yeah, here we have the next problem as well. It's hands, feet. I don't know why it does that all the time, but it does so. Also changed the skin tone a little bit, but I think it perfectly matches the theme of the game. I'm not angry about that. And yeah, I would say what a nice try of Mualim, and I totally like the thing that it did here. I told the AI he has a scroll in his hand, and it did that kind of wellish, I'd say, but it added like a scroll to his robe, which was funny in my opinion. The leather on the table is matched perfectly, the shelf is perfectly done, as well as like the flag and the unsharp window behind him. We have like this asset on the table, which is a map in the game, but right now it became some kind of, I don't know, art. And yeah, it kind of messed up with the robe here. I'm not super confident about that, but I like the face, and I would say that's how he might have looked like in the game right now. Not like in this one. Yeah, and I think that's it. I tried that as well with some Witcher content, but I wasn't too happy about the result right here. The sword looks trash and the face looks off in comparison. Can clearly see, yeah, that's not a perfect result, but the resolution is not perfect of the image, and it did that pretty well on the reflections and the swamp in my opinion. So the surroundings look great, and it did a pretty decent job on Siri. It changed the eye color, but yeah, I could like add that with green eyes, so that's wrong. Blood stains on her clothes, so let's see what that will change if we generate it right now. Except for that, I'm super happy about the result right here, and in general is better on closer objects that are in focus, so it can really see and analyze it. So a closer picture is always perfect for this AI. All right, and I did it. The green eyes, they are still blue, but I would say like the blood on her face, and yeah, the scar disappeared and was only replaced by blood, but some blood on her chest as well, and I think that kind of matches it. We have a really dirty clothing right here, which was dirty before as well, but now it's like that greenish, and I like that aesthetic as well. It always performs awesome on the sword in my opinion, and in general I would say nice results. Also as for the surroundings, and it's pretty well. All right guys, that's it for today. Just wanted to show you guys how Assassin's Creed could look like today. Pretty curious what you guys are thinking about it, and feel free and welcome to check out this video where I tell you something about yet another tips and tricks for a game, or that one with another tips and tricks. I would most likely say, but the video will be recommended for you, so it might be a perfect fit. See you in the next video. If you want to see another topic like another old game, write that in the comments which game you want to see. Like I would say, yeah, 2007, that's a pretty decent time to make that more realistic. Tell me which game you want to see, maybe Witcher 1 or another game. See you in the next one. Thank you for tuning in.